we're here today in Houston. We got Roman Molina. He's a man of many things, avid adventurer, firefighter, and also the frontman of Last Starfighter. For those of them that don't know you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I'm old as hell.
Yeah.
Like 41.
Hey.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
6 feet tall. Brown eyes.
This isn't for like a police report.
I don't know what else.
Just a little bit about what you do, like you know, like
catfish.
I said, catfish,
French fries.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper. Those are some of my favorite things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell me about like your adventuring. I know you got your Sprinter van. I see you bike, hike, and then also with the RC cars. Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. Just trying to have fun. That's my goal. My 2 goals in life: be a useful human and have fun. So try to do whatever I can to make both of those happen. Adventuring is I've always been kind of adventurous, but just actually going like outdoors and doing adventure things like kayaking and hiking and stuff is kind of more. I started doing that a lot more the past few years, and man, it's just fun, just having fun, man. I like to try to get lost sometimes and just try to find my way out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times on these little adventures, I'll like plan most of it and just leave a little bit to where I have to kind of improv and figure stuff out. Like sometimes I'll go to like just a random city in the world and only have part of it planned and just try to figure my way out of it. Yeah. It makes it feel a little more adventurous to me.
Yeah, for sure. I've lived in Denver the past basically 4 years, and I used to go it was Mountain Mondays, and I would just like not really have much of a plan. Sometimes I would, kind of like maybe a trail I'm going to go hit. I mean, I just hiking. I haven't gotten into like kayaking or biking yet. I would just go out there, kind of sometimes go off the trail, climb up something maybe I shouldn't, be somewhere maybe They tell me I shouldn't, but I'm just like, I'm trying to see stuff, I'm going to be safe. Sure. I understand the consequences, I'm not going to go too far, too deep on something. Yeah.
I'd rather die falling off a cliff or getting eaten by wolves than probably most other ways to die.
Right.
It's a good death, right?
Yeah. Have you been to Garden of the Gods?
I have. My mom lived in Colorado for a long time, and I used to go visit her all the time.
There's one big hole in one of the formations, and there's like a part where you go up, and there's like a little tiny rope that says like don't go past here. And I went past there.
You goddamn criminal.
Yeah, and I like climbed up the side, and like you get to like look through the hole. You can go down there if you want, but I was like feeling like that was like pushing it for me, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay where I can like look over. And then I went back, saw a deer down there. I was like, oh, there's like right here. Okay, that means there's probably a cougar.
Chasing it somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
The cougar's hiding in the bushes.
Right, yeah. So it's like for your biking, and I have a friend that lived in Washington that would do it for a while. His name's
Paul.
Paul. Yeah,
Dude,
Paul,
he prints all my stuff.
Yeah, right.
He prints a lot of my stuff and my stickers for my brand.
Yeah, and then
he actually printed the Starfighter shirts too.
Yeah, okay, that was him. Okay, yeah. I saw he moved back to Houston recently too. Like I just kind of like started looking at Facebook again and was just like, oh, look at all these people.
Yeah, he built some of the trails in Washington.
Oh, wow.
He built a Predator. I did that one. That was fun as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous one out there, but yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's super cool. And then Small World, we know people because I'm from like where he's from, like exactly like the Port Arthur area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of old school memories with that guy. It'd be cool to touch back in with him.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. He was going to come to the show, but I guess one of the guys that he works for at his tattoo shop is coming instead, so he couldn't get off. That sucks.
Damn.
He printed all the shirts, too. Dude, this is a small world. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So.
Yeah. Tell me about like what we got, the Wrong and Righteous.
Yeah, well, I started mountain biking a lot the past several years.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do. And I was like kind of just wanted to, always buying everybody stuff like Fox or whoever, whatever, man. I was like, man, I just want to wear what I want. So I was like, I'm just going to make this stuff and then, have some cool stuff to wear, some cool gear. And then maybe if I think it's cool, somebody else got to think it's cool.
Right, yeah.
So me and a buddy just started investing in stock and designs and stuff. And we've got a bunch of stuff. We've got like jerseys, shirts, koozies, hats, stuff like that. Just stuff for riding and stuff for just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
It's cool because a lot of people that I know that don't even ride just like the design, so they always try to buy something. Like, hey man, that's totally cool,
Yeah. I've been looking at it and I've been like, all right, I think I'm gonna have to buy some of that. Definitely gonna get that new Starfighter shirt. So I'm gonna get like a little bundle pack.
Heck yeah.
For sure.
I got you some stickers.
Oh, what? Dude, I love stickers. Oh my Lord. Dude, sick. These are awesome. Appreciate you, dude.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you something too.
We're on the couch.
We are. The couch has a story. But I feel you on the wearing like your thing, because this is like my thing. It's Tight Ideas.
Oh, nice.
I had a friend help me with the name, and then I just take all my tattoo designs, throw them on a shirt, and either tie dye them or bleach them if it's a black shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I bought a bunch of white jerseys to tie dye, but they're like wicking jersey material. So it's there's a lot more involved to tie dyeing synthetic. I've done it a couple of times, but it's that's my plan, to tie dye a bunch. I'm only tie dyed a few because you gotta like boil it and all kind of crazy
Well,
stuff.
I never
you can't do all
boiled
the
them.
same designs though.
I guess on that fabric you're talking about. But yeah, I've never.
Yeah, for the synthetic fabric, like you have like there was synthetic dye for like polyester and poly blends and stuff. You have to kind of like get it at a certain temperature and then hold it in there with some tongs and shit. It's a little more involved for the synthetic stuff, and then you could put like they call it like a color fixer afterwards and all kind of stuff. So.
That's interesting.
You can't do all the cool like spray on it and stuff like that, like you can with regular tie dye, different things like that. You have to actually hold it in the water or the dye and stuff. So you're a little bit more limited on your designs, but it's still pretty fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I like to do pretty much like the swirls, little things like that, kind of keep it simple and fun. So yeah, I was recently added you on Facebook, kind of retouched back in, saw that the show was happening. I didn't realize that it's been a while since you guys played, but I was coming either way. Like, I was just like, I gotta be there. I had loose plans on coming back here to grab a couple things anyway, because I like just moved back to Denver. I kind of been bouncing back and forth. And then I saw you posted that picture of you at Pawn Shows when you were a kid.
Yeah, that was over in Humble. That was in the Woodlands, but my sisters and I reenacted that picture.
Oh, yeah.
In the one at Humble. That's the only one left, really, right?
Yeah, I think there is only one. Yeah, I was kind of like since I don't really hang too heavy in the Houston area, I was going to ask like if there's still the one, because I stopped by it one time. I was driving by and I was like, I got to go.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I love it. I love ponchos. Like, usually about halfway in, you love it a little bit less. Man, I'll go to ponchos anytime. Right? Just hit me up, we'll go.
Anyone that knows, man, they are just something. I always tell people about the little flags.
Yeah, you got to raise the flag. You want some more food?
I think that's the most useful service industry item, hands down.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for somebody to come by and wonder, or like they don't have to wonder if you're ready or worry about if they're bugging you too much. You just here's a flag. Bring me some more freaking flautas, man.
Right, yeah. So I've worked as a server, and I found myself coming to a table too many times being like, you good? I'm just like trying to make sure, but it's like, I don't have anything else to do. I've done all my side work. I'm just trying to make sure everything's cool, and I'm realizing myself that I've asked you too many times.
It starts to get awkward.
So yeah, so the flag is super useful as far as, if they just know to look for the flag. It was just really cool seeing that again. We had one in Beaumont, and they tore it completely down, like, I don't know when, like forever ago, but it was just sad.
When I was in my younger days, one of the goofy vandal things I used to do was like steal rugs. It was kind of like a victimless crime. Like nobody even knew it was ever gone, probably.
Oh, like the front rugs?
Yeah, like Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, whatever. And one of my buddies stole the Ponchos rug, and I had it in my house in my living room for the longest time. I had a bunch of them. I had like Huddle House, Waffle House, Ponchos, Chick-fil-A. It's just, it's stealing.
Yeah.
I'll probably go into hell for it. But, nobody even notices they're gone. You know what I mean? Like, the only time anyone's ever going to say, didn't we have a rug there? You know what I mean? So, but I had an awesome Ponchos one. My buddy actually, he stole it for me.
That's
you kind of
awesome.
like kick it and roll it up.
Yeah.
And just like roll up your foot and then grab it and just walk out. Nobody ever thinks that you're going to steal their rugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you do go to hell for it, you should see if they have a rug.
Yeah.
When you get there, and just, and they're just like, really, man? Like, this is why, and you're just like, I can't help myself, man. I thought it'd be cool.
I left all those at a house when I moved out. I should at least kept the Ponchos one though.
Yeah, the poncho, just because history on that one. So on your kind of transition back into your adventuring, the biking, kayaking, what's been your favorite trip, tour, hike, trail?
Man, let's see. I kind of like, I've spent the night on a river a few times kayaking, and that's always really cool.
Yeah.
We stayed on the Brazos River once, and then just me and my dog, we stayed on the San Jacinto once, and we stayed on the Frio River once. I mean, it's cool just not hear any freeway, not really know where you are. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of free, As far as biking, man, probably my birthday trip. We went to We went to like Colorado, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, and then Utah, Moab. So I mean, the trails out there are so gnarly, and it's so different riding out there where if you wreck, you know, you might actually die or at least get hurt. Like most of the shit on here is flat. It's fun. Like the trail builders out here are awesome. Working with what we have.
Yeah.
But it's just a whole nother level. Going to the desert, Moab, shit like that, man. So much fun. But I did. Me and my old lady and my sister and her boyfriend, we all went to France, and we did the Mega Avalanche. And that was pretty much like my bucket list ride. Like I had to do it because it starts on a glacier, and so you're just like hauling ass down a glacier. Everybody wrecks, everybody crashes into each other. It's just complete mayhem. You can look up Mega Avalanche on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos. Mine's up there, but it's freaking so much fun, and it's like a freaking an hour long race. I mean, it's a race, but a lot of people just do it just to do it. My goal was just to finish and not finish last. And
yeah.
I did both of those.
Nice.
And I mean, that's probably the gnarliest one, just because it was such an event just getting there. You know, all the way to France, getting bike bag to fly, all that stuff. And then once you're there, you know, I don't know, I might die. Oh well. I don't know. It's so much fun. Yeah, I guess that might be my favorite, just because it was such an ordeal to get there. Like the first year I signed up, it was canceled because of COVID, and then I signed up for the second year or the next year, and we weren't even sure if it was gonna go through. And then it was I went through like Priceline or something, and my flight had been canceled, and Priceline never told me. So a couple days before, I didn't see that my flight on the list of flights coming through. So I called Priceline, like, oh no, it's good. And then I called the airline. They're like, no, that flight was canceled. I was like, what? It's like a couple days before.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, I'm not going. This is garbage. This is shit. I'm not gonna get to go. And I finally actually called the actual airline, Swiss airline, and they were like, oh man, this sucks. Let's fix it for you. And so they fixed it for me. I lost a day, but they fixed it and put us on another flight. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Hey, losing one day is better than the whole trip. You know that.
Oh, for sure. That would have been important though, because we had to acclimate to the Alps.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, I when we were done with that qualifying run, because they have a qualifying run the first day, and then the race the second day. I thought I was gonna die, dude. I was dead. Freaking this thick air down here.
Yeah.
Up there, man. Like we had no time to acclimate. We just did a practice run, and then we just did the qualifying. I was like, I don't even want to ride bikes anymore. I was so dead. I
don't even like this.
I'm not even doing this tomorrow. I'm gonna go home. Fuck this. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. What's you said that was your bucket list. Did you replace it with another one, or maybe there was one further down the list?
Well, there's 3 more as far as bike rides. There's Farwell Canyon. It's in British Columbia, and it's you basically hike up the mountain, and then you just send it all the way down, and it's just like kind of powdery dirt. There's a bunch of videos on it too, and you just haul ass. It's not all that long, but it's just so steep. It's one of the ones where you just like you lock it up and you just kind of like slide back and forth all the way down, like you ski down basically.
Yeah.
And it's so gnarly looking, looks so much fun. And then there's Kong, the King Kong Trail. That's in Virgin, Utah.
Okay.
And I might literally die on that one.
Oh no.
It's pretty gnarly. The bike that I have right now, I pretty much just like built just for that and Farwell Canyon, and so those 2 I got to do. That's gnarly, man. It's the exposure is the scary part, because it's pretty thin, pretty narrow trail, and it's just a bunch of huge rolls and drops, and like those are gnarly enough, but just the exposure where you fall off the edge, like people fall off and break shit all the time. I don't know if anybody's died or not, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one for sure. And then I was wanting to do what's that mountain? Kilimanjaro. That's another one where you just hike up and kind of just like ski down. That would always be cool, kind of cool. But King Kong and Farwell Canyon are both. I was wanting to do King Kong this November, because they say that's when it's like least windy. And that wind will blow you over the edge apparently. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it in the spring.
Yeah.
This summer.
Yeah, that was gonna be a thing. You had plans to tackle one of those this coming 2023.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I'm actually letting people into Canada again, so that's cool. I'll be able to get up there for that one.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Makes sense, but I don't really pay attention to.
Yeah,
too
there's
much.
all the COVID shit. They weren't letting anybody in there, but I think they're letting people in now. So.
Actually, one thing I didn't know. Well, 2 things I didn't know, but the first thing I didn't know is that you've been training Muay Thai. and probably it seems like for a long time.
Well, I was like I haven't for several years.
Okay.
I had my last fight in probably, what year are we in? 2022. Shit, I don't remember. It's been several years.
I was way off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really do it anymore. Like I'll hit some pads. My buddy Sam, he's got his own gym in Spring. His gym's doing awesome up there, and I go up there. I take my lady's kids up there. She was like, I think about putting my kids in martial arts. I was like, say no more. I know the martial art. So, and Sam had just opened that gym, so I'm up there, fairly frequently. That dude's a good dude, man. Sam Mongonia, love that dude.
Well, what's probably the most or one thing you've learned while training Muay Thai? Or maybe would you even get into it for?
Man, I'll tell you why I got into it. Because I'm a pretty non-confrontational person, basically. That's just how I am if I don't think about it. And it really bugged me. Like, things that aren't right about me, sometimes, I want to change them. So I was like, man, what is more confrontational than fighting someone? Like, I didn't even know. I mean, I've done it a few times, but, like, the fact that I would do pretty much anything to avoid a conflict just kind of bothered me. Like, sometimes you need to face a conflict. I was like, how much more conflict is it standing next to someone and punching them in the face, So that's one of the reasons I did it. Like, I'd always, like in junior high, I did a lot of jiu-jitsu and stuff just for fun. So, like, we had to go to the, it was like the cable store and rent the box to watch UFC number 2. It was literally the second one ever, and we watched that. And ever since then, I was, kind of into it and did a bunch of jiu-jitsu and then kind of really wasn't paying attention after that. Got out of it, and then UFC got real big again. Like, real big. So, like, man, I'm going to start training. I'm going to be an MMA fighter, So I went to the local Gracie Baja gym and started rolling. And then I was like, what do they have for striking? They're teaching Muay Thai, okay. And the Muay Thai instructor was from Jordan, Coach Ali. And he did not like MMA at all. He didn't like jiu-jitsu. He made fun of it all the time, whatever. But I really just fell in love with the Muay Thai and the actual sport of Muay Thai as opposed to MMA. Like, people are like, well, what are the elements of MMA? It's Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu and boxing. Like, I guess. Like, Muay Thai is like the closest, striking sport there is to MMA rules. So that's just why it gets thrown in there. But like Muay Thai in and of itself is absolutely beautiful. And I fell in love with that sport. And so that's why I just stuck with Muay Thai. Really didn't do much MMA or jiu-jitsu after that. I just stuck with Muay Thai. I went to Thailand for a little while just to train at Fairtex and stuff. It's kind of weird because a lot of my band buddies, once like quit playing music, they it's like everybody decided we're gonna Muay Thai guys now. Yeah. Like Sam for sure. Like he's got him and Greg Sanzo. We were all playing in bands together when we were younger, and now like they're still going hard in Muay Thai. Like Greg went and lived in Thailand for a while. I know Sam went to Thailand for a while, but Sam's a pro now. He's knocking people's heads off. Dang. I know Greg's back, and he's teaching lessons and stuff, so it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so I don't remember everybody, and I know there was at least one full change-up that I do remember from back in the day. Like, do you remember playing, like, Port Neches, like the Bridge City?
Yeah,
like,
for sure, man.
Okay, cool.
We played a lot of Port Neches, like Bridge City, Orange, Beaumont, all that, like, even, and, like, Alvin and Angleton and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm, like, in that Port Arthur, Bridge City, Beaumont area. That's where I'm like from, where I saw you guys like the most.
I tried to pee off that bridge one time, but I got scared.
Which one?
The Bridge City Bridge.
There's the two,
real big scary one.
There's the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah. I peed off the memorial, the one next to it. Yeah. It, a little bit shorter, but it was like this hunt of scavengers is what we had. We had all our little skate rat friends. Yeah. We all had like headquarter car for each team, and then we all rolled around and did like this huge list of like stuff mixed with skate, kind of mixed with like Jackass CKY type stuff, because cool. We're young punk skate kids, and that's what we did. We filmed it, and we were supposed to put it all in a compilation video, and then a hurricane happened. I've heard the film survived. Maybe one day it'll come back.
I think we ran out of gas on that bridge is why I tried to pee on it off of it.
That'd be a good reason to stop, because that on the Rainbow there's nowhere to stop. There's no shoulders. It's just two lanes, and that one's crazy. That used to be when they were constructing or repairing the memorial, it used to be both ways. So could you imagine just that steep, all right, cool. I hope everyone's Hope everyone's on their side. Appreciate it. But that's where I came up, and like the bands like Sivin, stuff like that. That local scene was so
Sivin,
sick,
man.
Dude, Secret Time. I heard there's a way to make them play another show.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And Greg ended up playing for Spoken, right?
Right now he's in Old Lonesome with like Silas Feemster, Jimmy Devers, and this other guy. I can't remember his name. Greg, I can't remember his name. I worked with him for a second. He ate the first Packy chips I ever saw. He ate 2 of them. That was pretty wild.
Dang.
But that was just the coolest time. That's where I was familiar with you. Always just like, man, Starfighter's so sick. What's the one song where there's the crowd participation with the arms that go back and then come forward?
Oh, to Izzy and the Boys.
Yeah, man, that one, just all that stuff was so hard, my guy. Like, I was just talking about it the other day with someone, how, like, our local scene and that time period was so crucial. Like, even with the chicks with the raccoon hair and the guys that got crazy, you know, like, that's one thing that's not going to come back, you know, like, you'll see, like, ladies dressing in, like, 20s gear and 40s gear, but you're not really seeing the old scene come
back. The MySpace stuff?
Yeah.
Man, there's more and more memes about it. Like now, you know what I'm saying?
And I say
that's like the precursor to it coming back. Like I was there when the '90s came back.
Yeah,
you could see it coming. Like the first thing that happens, there makes fun of it. You know, I had a wallet chain, and everybody, oh man, you're so '90s. What the hell's wrong with you, right? And I was like, whatever, dude. And then after that, it becomes ironic, and then everybody starts doing it again. And that's like how you know a decade coming back. I was like, man, I didn't even like the 90s when I was there. I don't want to do this again. But so yeah, like now it's like 2000s is what everybody's talking about. First, everybody talks a lot of shit about it, and everybody gets nostalgic about it, and then before you know it, everybody's doing it again.
Yeah, there's the TikTok memes I've seen, like people are redoing all that. So yeah, I guess it's gonna come back, and it is coming back, I guess. One of my friends, he was just saying he's been like removed from the scene. He said he saw someone that had some interesting hair and skinny tight jeans and like had that look, and he was just like, where did you get that idea from? Because it's a very unique time period and small time period.
Yeah.
Like who's influencing to do that? That's just wild.
You wonder if it's just naturally the patterns of fashion, or if like they saw an old picture somewhere through digging through their parents' shit. They're like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Like, how does it, like, what's the spark that starts a nostalgic era coming back? Like, I don't know. Or are we all just like driven by this giant like fashion, like big fashion, or just so they can recycle things? Like, are we always being led to do that? Like, you never know, man.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, it's cool to see, definitely.
It's cyclical. It does it every time.
Yeah.
I'm old as hell, and I've watched all of them. I've watched the 80s and 90s, 2000s, and now it's the 2010s, whatever. So it always happens, man.
See, I'm one solid decade younger than you. I was born in 90. So, like, 32. And you said you're 41?
41,
so 9 years. So I didn't catch the 80s at all. But in the 90s, I kind of caught the tail end. I got some photos recently of some sick gear. I'm rocking a mullet.
Nice.
You know, oh man, I love it. You know, the 90s. I think
my dad had matching mullets.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of 80s, man, these are my Rude Dog sunglasses. They're genuine 1989, 93, something like that. Yeah, but Rude Dog was a brand. It was just a dog.
Yeah.
And it was just, I sounded real redneck all of a sudden. Like,
it's a dog here, yeah.
He's a dog, man.
Pet that dog?
But yeah, it was a brand. And it was just a dog. It looked kind of like the Spud McKenzie dog or something. Yeah. But I thought it was cool as hell. And I got my Rude Dog sunglasses. I was wearing these, and some older dude was like, man, you don't look like the kind of guy who'd be wearing those kind of glasses. And I'm really not sure which part I was supposed to be offended by.
Right.
Like, does he think that I'm like a masculine dude and probably wouldn't want to wear pink glasses? So that I'm like supposed to be like, thank you for thinking I wouldn't wear these glasses, but at the same time you're insulting me because I am wearing these glasses? I was really confused by the insult or whatever it meant. I don't even know. But it was weird.
Just ask him, hey, I'm not even offended, I think, but What part of that?
Yeah, I was
yourself.
confused. I just was like, oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
let it go. I don't know.
That kind of gets into my next question. What's something that you feel is unique to you?
I don't know, man. I think that I just look at things different than most people, and sometimes I hate it about myself. Like I can't just be normal,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh no, I do. Yeah.
Like, it's not that I'm like weird or quirky. Maybe someone might say I am. I don't know, but like just my take on things is off.
Uh huh.
Like I've noticed that about myself, and I think that's kind of like my takes on things, and like it leads to strange ideas that some people wouldn't think about. You know, I don't know. I think that's definitely something that I do is just look at things differently. I always thought about writing a book, not necessarily because I had the most interesting life, but because I think like my take on things might be interesting to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I want you to do it. Start it. I don't know if you have a notes section in your phone. Just start bullet pointing.
Man, I went to. You ever heard of Rude Jude?
No.
He has a Jude. What's his name? Giuliani. Maybe. He wrote a couple of books. He had a show on Shade 45, like Eminem's like network, whatever. And dude's hilarious. We used to always listen to him at my old job. But he wrote a couple of books, and one of my buddies and I went to a reading of his, or like kind of a reading or meet and greet thing, and he would read sections about his book, and then he would talk about him and take kind of questions and stuff. And so people would ask him how he started writing a book, and he's like, man, I just decided I'm gonna write a page every day, and that's what he did. And before you know, he had a book. And his book's not great. I mean, the editing. The editor missed a few things, but I mean, I bought the book. He's written another one since then, and the book was awesome. Like just how honest he was about it. And I mean, he's done fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And it's in the book, and it's hilarious. And I don't know whether it's a great book because it's honest or it's just awful because it's so shitty the things he did. But like either way, he was so honest in that book that it's a pretty awesome book. Yeah, so I thought of that too, man. I'm just gonna write a page every day, and before you know it, one day you'll have a book.
Yeah, if you can. I think that'd be super cool, man. I definitely want to see. I'd buy your book. I'll check it out.
Right
but I
on.
definitely want to. I want you to do that for sure. You know, because that you're writing the book is kind of like me doing this. This is something I wanted to do. I think it's a little bit different. I don't know anyone that's doing anything personally like this, you know, and I just think it's a little bit cooler, kind of maybe more documenting conversations I've had with people I think is cool. I want to do it with people I think are unique or cool or someone I've met. Of course, I think I'll open up to like other people later, but right now I have like a list of people that I think were either influential or just someone I respect or just what have you, you know, and I think it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm on your list, oh man,
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Well, like I said, back in the day, that stuff was like super cool to me, and then ended up getting in like a little band. And when do you still have that like white warehouse venue?
Oh, Eleanor's?
I didn't know. I don't know because like I remember. I think
The venue that we ran, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that was my mom. Opened
okay.
up that venue, and we helped her run it.
Oh, okay.
It's shut down.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a cool venue, man.
Yeah. I played like a weird set with the band I was in with you guys, like right when it first opened. I don't know how, but I know it was like close to the beginning. And then soon after that is pretty much when I kind of like, I guess, exited from everything and just kind of focused on being more than a dude looking for a job. You know, went and found my craft of tattoos and just worked heavy in that for like a decade. And
man, I tell you what, it's awesome to see dudes that were like, you know, just scene kids.
Yeah.
That have actually made shit out of themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dudes. Like Paul's one of them. You're one of them. Like, but it sucks that a lot of people never did.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people just doing the same shit they were doing back then, and that's sad as shit. But like it's awesome to see people like, man, you were at our shows. I remember like, you know, you're punching people, running around, kicking, freaking, you know, whatever. And like the people that grew up and made awesome like lives and goals and accomplishments. It's always awesome to see that.
Yeah.
Always awesome.
Yeah. I always try to push people, like even like I was saying, I want you to do the book, no matter what level you're at. I'm always going to tell someone, hey man, do what you want to do. Like do it, just start.
Yeah.
You know, you
That's the hard part, starting, man.
It is the hard part, but and exactly, if you have someone else telling you like, "Hey, do it," I believe in you, like do it. So it becomes a little bit easier because then it plants that seed of like, maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
Or like maybe I'll call you out like, you ain't doing nothing. You got time, do it.
Get off your ass.
Yeah,
Come on,
just
man.
like I hope you do with me. And then seeing you guys coming back, and I saw on the flyer like it's been a while. I think is what it said. How long has it been?
Let's see. I think we played in 2020.
Okay. I was in Denver for that. So
yeah, that was at Local Mania. Jose always puts those on. We played Local Mania. It was at downstairs at White Oak. And before that, I think we played a year before that at in Humble at the 886 Humble backyard, like that. And then before that, it was probably I think we played in 2008.
Wow,
that's two shows in 2008. Those were all just like kind of like reunion shows or one-offs. We played two. We played one at Walters, the new Walters, where they moved to the downtown district, or by U of H. And then somebody was like, "Hey, y'all playing shows again? You want to play a show with Glassjaw?" And that was cool as hell because they needed some local support, and they hit us up because they see me playing, and that was awesome just to sit on the side of the stage and watch one of my favorite bands of all time play. Yeah, that was touching to me.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and then it was several years before, so it's not like we're really a band or haven't been really a band. We just every now it's weird because it always comes up at the same time. Like out of nowhere, somebody will be like, "Man, y'all should play some shows again." I'm like, "Eh," and then some Benny will hit me up or Chris, "Hey, we should. I miss playing shows." I'm like, "Nah," but it's always like at the same time. And somebody's like, "Hey, man, I got a show. What would I do to get Starfighter to play?" And I'm like, "Ah." And then before I know it, it's coming from like 3 different directions. I'm like, let's do this. Yeah. And then we're doing it. So I don't know, man. But we actually started writing some new music and stuff this time. So we'll see, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So
we'll see if we're gonna actually do some shit.
Kind of hang in there, maybe. It's not nothing's like said. It's just kind of see where it goes.
Yeah. I mean, we're. Oops.
You're good.
We've talked about trying to keep it going this time and writing some stuff, and we got a pretty solid lineup right now. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see, man.
That's what's up, dude.
It'll be fun. We're all older, and none of us want to sit in a shitty broke down van in the middle of nowhere and drive around. Yeah. But like the whole climate's changed. Like you don't even have to do that anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways to get your music out. You don't got to go to Blockbuster Music or try to get your shit on the shelves at freaking Best Buy. It's like you don't have to tour. I mean, there were some of the best and worst times of my life. Yeah. We played on a porch in 20-degree weather in Georgia. And that's one of the funnest shows I ever played.
Back then, that sounds sick.
Dude, it was sick. Yeah. I did, it was before there was Rosalind and us on tour. Yeah. And I told him, "Hey, I'll do it in my underwear if you do it in your underwear." So I ended up, I think, almost dying from pneumonia. But the show was sick. We had so much fun.
I bet you everyone there remembers it.
Dude, we sold almost all of our CDs then at that show. Man. For, like almost all the CDs we had for the tour we sold at that show.
Oh, that's sick.
It was on a porch in Georgia, and it was 20 freaking degrees, dude. But yeah, like I'm not really necessarily want to do that these days.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you wouldn't have to, and then
I'm saying you don't really have to anymore.
Yeah, you can
distribute Spotify and whatever, and
yeah, but then you further literally don't have to just because like you're not at that level anymore. You're definitely at a higher level.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
And at least that's how I see it. Like at a certain point, we don't have to play the back porch at 20 degrees unless that's what we want to do.
For sure.
Because we're adults, we can book venues.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like we're all older now. We're not all broke now.
So you said because I remember one of the guitar players who broke his arm. Ryan, is he back in, or is he?
No, man, I don't think anyone's seen him in years. To be honest, like
he's feral out there doing his thing.
He apparently for a while he was like became a train dude, like a hobo. Like he was just jumping on trains and like traveling that way. That's the last I heard that, and I hadn't really talked to him. And then randomly he just hit me up one time, like, "Hey man, we should get together." Okay, this is years and years ago. Yeah, I never heard from him again. So I don't know if he's still doing the train thing or what he's doing. And then I guess for a while he was dating this girl that I knew, and then he wasn't anymore. Man, I don't know if anybody knows what that dude's up to.
That's wild. Yeah, I remember him. Because I had like some conversations after he broke his arm, because he was just like, "Yeah, it's broke," and I was like, coincidentally, I had a friend who broke his arm. Everything was the same like scar from the wound, like the operation. told him how like to do some free physical therapy that like my homie told me. I was just like, oh well, here, try this. So
dude,
I just,
that was
like,
a wild night, dude.
Yeah.
It was after a show, and for some reason, him and this other dude were like, hey, let's arm wrestle.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah, dude. So they were just on the back of the freaking car, and they're like, ready to go. And we're all just sitting there watching the parking lot, and all of a sudden you hear, and everybody stopped. And he was just like, I think my arm's broke, man. Take me to the hospital before it starts to hurt. That was freaking wild, dude.
Ah, that's crazy. So you saw that real life. I've only seen like the videos on like YouTube or whatever.
Yeah,
on
it was the same
breaks.
thing, man. That was freaking crazy. We were all standing around watching. Just, wow.
Those snaps are loud. Like that's why like I saw one just the other day, and I was like, I am just never gonna arm. There's no point to arm wrestle. And I'm just not going to ever do that. It's not worth breaking your damn arm.
Dude, I just leg wrestled somebody the other day.
Leg wrestle, was that where you lay down?
You lay down, hook arms, and you 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, well, I've never seen a leg.
No legs are broken.
You know,
and I did
femur
win, in case you're wondering.
Of course. That's funny. That's awesome. So back in the day, did you have a favorite girl pants? Or did you wear... we walked in girl pants so people can run in skinny jeans today.
That's the goddamn truth. That is the goddamn truth, my friend. I had one pair, and I don't know where they came from, but they were pretty skinny, and I think they're supposed to be like pedal pushers. You could roll them up real tall. And I wore those for a little while. Yeah, it was a brief time with the girl pants. They last. I mean, a lot of dudes wore them a lot for real long. We always had a theory that maybe the girl pants started. Well, cause I mean, all the dudes back in the days were like Robert Plant and all the Led Zeppelin dudes. We always figured maybe it was because they just got done banging this chick and they couldn't find their pants and they put on the girl's pants and then left.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. I don't know. That was the theory we came up with.
That's the theory, huh?
But yeah, I did wear some girl pants.
Yeah,
I had some girl pants.
Mine were American Eagle 50 something, whatever. They were the best.
Yep,
I was just sitting there like trying to think of some like fun questions, and I was just like, that's like, there's not many people I can really ask like, hey, what were your favorite girl pants that you used to wear?
I didn't have a favorite brand. I found those and started wearing them.
Yeah.
And I don't remember where they were from, but they were tight and they were a little bit stretchy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah.
They were jeans.
Yeah.
Denim, but they're a little bit stretchy.
They were also made with elastic.
Yeah.
Denim and elastic,
and
whatever
they were low.
Is. Yeah.
They were like hip huggers, kind of.
Yeah.
I did the Jinkos before Jinkos were real big back in the day.
I think I had one pair of Jinkos.
Were you around for those?
Yeah, I was around, but I was also like, I was young, so like it was shorts, kids.
I did them in high school for a while.
I heard they never went away, and I think they made a small comeback, but they didn't come back as big as I thought, maybe in the areas at least that I was in, because I saw them starting to advertise. So I imagine somewhere there's pockets in the United States.
Maybe like the goth kids are doing it. They still wear big pants, right? Like at Numbers and shit.
Yeah, but they would they got all the straps and stuff on them. Yeah. All the
Kickware made something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what's wild is Carhartt, like being like cool kid shit now.
Yeah.
Dude, I was a land surveyor for like 16 years. I was out in the field, so like I had a Carhartt jacket for working outside. I still have the jacket. I wear it all the time. But like when it was some other tour we were on, and it was cold as shit, and we were like loading our equipment in, and I had my Carhartt on, and I still had like big ass like inch plugs, whatever. Where I was a bunch of scene kids, and I was wearing my warm ass Carhartt jacket. Some chick comes out, she looks me up and down, she's like, "How can you be wearing a Carhartt jacket with gauged ears?" And like walked off. I was like, I was very offended.
Southern scene, baby.
Fuck off, dude. Yeah, I don't know where that was. Kansas, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so weird. Like now, that's the cool kids stuff.
Right.
Is the Carhartt. Like everybody's wearing Carhartt. All the indie kids and everybody.
Everybody. I see it scrolling on Reels or what have you.
Crazy,
just
dude.
like everybody. There's jokes about wearing a Carhartt or they're just in it. And I've been so far removed doing my own thing that I'm like, huh? Like, oh, okay, I don't get it. Like why?
It's warm.
It's just a beanie. It's just a jacket. I guess maybe because I went through the stage of like girl pants and weird hair that I'm like, regular clothes is not a thing. Like you're just wearing something now.
All right.
Is there a conspiracy theory that you fully believe in?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Oh, damn. Here we go.
Man, I'll tell you what, conspiracy theories were so much more fun back before everybody was into them and before most of them became true.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I used to listen to Coast to Coast AM, like, way back in the day with Art Bell and Ian Punnett and all those guys. Man, they used to talk about UFOs, Bigfoot, freaking the Federal Reserve, like, everything, man. And I would always listen to it, and, like, just because 5 of them are stupid doesn't mean the 6th one isn't true.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, and now it's. I remember, like, back in the day, you start talking about that shit, and people look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't want you're very selective who you'd even talk about that shit to.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, man, now, like, everybody, like, there's so much information now that maybe it's all true. Who knows? But everybody, like, it's open now. Like, even people you don't even think would be into weird nerd shit like that. Like, you can have a conversation about nuclear fusion.
Yeah.
Or, like, the freaking particle collider. You know, like, and it's so much more out in the open now. I mean, you can.
Speaking of nuclear fusion, did you say that because the recent breakthrough?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you see it was, what is it? They hit the fuel cell with 192 lasers, and someone asked, why 192? I'm saying, well, probably because 191 didn't work.
Exactly, took the extra one.
You know, I'm
This
sure.
is what I'm saying. Like, we're right here talking about freaking nuclear fusion right now. Like, that's the thing. It's so much more. I don't know, like, mainstream, but I guess it's so much more in the open and mainstream and normal.
Open, understood. Yeah, like weird things aren't weird because it's been proven to be that's what it is actually.
Yeah.
You know,
And even history, like the modern historians hold on so hard to what they already decided and written. And there's so much shit that we don't know, man. Like, now you can just turn on a Netflix documentary and there's freaking Graham Hancock talking about, you know, ancient history that we have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
Like you had to go search and find that stuff. I read his book that's like that thick. But now there's a Netflix documentary about it, which is awesome. It's so cool. But, like, yeah, everybody talks about it now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
what might be true? I think Bigfoot's probably true.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of wild things about Bigfoot. A lot of people say that they're like psychic. Throwing boulders on tents and shit all the time.
Oh, wow.
Know. I'm sure he's got to be out there somewhere, man.
I mean, I definitely would
Squanch.
say that there's a form of Bigfoot that used to exist. Whether it is now, I don't know. It'd be cool. I'm hopeful. When they found the one, like, in 2008-ish, and the doctors or whatever froze it in ice, I was so happy, but then it was just a costume. I was like, oh my God, come on, man. I thought this was it.
Dude, this is a cool one. Like, I mean, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I just really thought the theory was interesting. It's about the Loch Ness Monster. So whenever they built the loch, they built a road that closed off the ocean to the loch. So one of the theories is the Loch Ness Monster is one of these eels that is known to live over in that part of the ocean. They got stuck in the loch, and apparently these eels are they're like the squids that mate and then die. And since they got locked in there was maybe only one or maybe all males or whatever, so they never could mate. They never died, just got growing. And that's what we see is an oversized eel that looks like that's the Loch Ness Monster. And to further that theory, they would find like teeth and like half-eaten cows and shit out in the loch. And one of the teeth they found supposedly looks very similar to the tooth of these eels, but just a much larger version of it.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wild.
I can't say I know because I don't, but I watched this little thing on the Loch Ness Monster, and they truly believe that it's actually whale's penis. Yeah, there's not really a good way to
flip it upside down and, like,
yeah, not a good way to get into it, but
water.
yeah, they're coming out themselves, and then they breach the water, and maybe I'll show you a picture for reference.
That makes sense.
Maybe I'll put one on the screen. Check it out. Tell me what you think about the Loch Ness Monster. Could be these eels. Could be a whale's penis. Well,
Either way, man.
The conspiracy continues because I don't know how to research that.
I always thought the Denver International Airport was always a cool one.
You know,
I wrote a song about that with some other band I was in.
Yeah?
So yeah.
I've been in there a lot. I don't really spend a lot of time in there. You know, I'm always in and out. You know, I don't really like, let me go look at the paintings.
Yeah. I've seen those murals are creepy, man. I mean,
I guess
whatever they mean, who knows? Whatever they meant to mean, who knows? But they are creepy as hell.
When I fly back, I'll spend some time and I'll look up some stuff.
Yeah, it's creepy. And then there's the Masonic time capsule. I think it's on the, I don't remember which side it's on.
Uh-huh.
But I found that. It's pretty cool.
Huh. Speaking of time capsules, there's one in back home. We'll just kind of be a little bit more vague. And there's a park, and there was one buried at the park. And we used to hang out there and play like lava tag and everything. You're familiar with lava tag?
Lava tag, no, what's that?
Ground is lava. And it's a big wooden park that's like a castle. You've seen those types of parks?
I remember the ground is lava type games. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like it was one of those parks, big crazy wooden castles, and then lava tag. And we're like young kid, adult, teens, you know, like going crazy. Great time. That's where we would hang out. So of course the sun goes down, and well, here comes a couple kids that are wanting to dig up the time capsule, and they got it. They didn't get it out of the ground, but they dug to it, and we're just like, oh, this is really big. And
how old? When did they say they were supposed to dig it up? Did it have like a date on it or anything?
I don't remember. I can look that up, but it was just there, and I don't remember if they've dug it up since. But I don't think it was like super duper old. I think it's like not terribly old.
I mean, they usually put like on a placard or something that says like what date you're supposed to dig it up. You know what I mean?
This was just like a PVC pipe.
Like I guess it was before geocaching and shit, huh?
It was definitely before like we had like these types of cell phones, you know. So
you have a Sidekick out there?
Oh man, I have a Sidekick LX still.
Really?
Like I used to try to keep all my old cell phones.
Yeah.
Mass collection of them got wiped from a hurricane, whatever. But I still have a LX.
Nice.
And just every now and then, just like I wanna do like some ASMR videos with the slide and click.
Yeah.
Charge people $1 to come slide it themselves. Feel it, you know. Feel it, you know.
Heck yeah.
You know, because you can't really just get one. You have to order one off Amazon, maybe.
Yeah, maybe eBay has some.
Yeah, who knows?
Like that.
But I do remember telling my homie, I was like, man, this is such a cool design. I just think they need to take off the rolly ball and all this extra stuff around the phone, and then that's it. And then I was describing the iPhone.
Yeah, right.
You know, essentially what happened.
Yep.
Way to go, Steve Jobs. You beat me to it. Whether it's in your adventuring and all of that, and that it encompasses training, RC cars, band, what's something that you think you've was like the best purchase, the best investment?
Probably a bicycle, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, a bicycle has led to like so many adventures just to go biking. I remember the first time. I mean, everybody rides bikes when you're younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody jumps dumb shit. Everybody breaks himself off constantly.
Yeah.
Lands their nuts on the freaking top tube. It's just part of life, man.
Yeah.
But you know, so of course I did that when I was younger. But then one day I was like, man, this mountain bike looks kind of cool. I used to build like cruisers, like street cruisers, like choppers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I tried making a business out of that and selling them for a while, but I got tired of having to build something on a deadline for somebody. But man, forget this. I was building for myself.
Yeah.
Whatever. Of course, I owed the tax man a lot of money for that. I got screwed up on that. I tell you, man, the freaking Texas comptroller, he ain't no bitch. He will fuck your life up, dude. Like I thought you're supposed to pay taxes on your profits. Like no, you pay state taxes on every dollar in, like every dollar in or out, whether you made money off it or not. So I was like, I don't gotta pay this. I'm not making any money yet. And so then the comptroller was like, hey, actually, we're going to make up some random numbers that you probably sold, and then we're going to charge you for that. And there's no arguing on that. They give you an estimate, and then you have to pay that. And if you don't pay that, dude, I had my bank account froze and all kind of crazy shit, man. I went to Pan Express trying to buy some damn noodles, and it was like, denied. I was like, what the hell? And I looked at them like negative like $6,000. I was like, what the hell, bro? It was wild. Anyway,
yeah,
I digress.
That's brutal.
Pay your state taxes.
Yeah, for sure.
I finally caught up, but it took me forever. Anyway.
Yeah. Golly, man.
Well, I had a comic shop for a while, and that's what I really got in trouble for that one. Like the bike stuff, it was only a little bit, but I did the same, and I just thought it went away.
Yeah.
I never really paid. I never really made much money, and I just kind of let the DBA expire and stuff. I never really fucked with it.
Yeah.
But I had a comic shop for like maybe like 7 years, something like that.
Damn.
And I got real fucked up on those taxes.
Damn, yeah.
We're even now. We're good.
We're
I'm
good.
even.
I know all the things now, learned by trial.
Dude, yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? Best thing I bought.
Yeah, the best
bicycle.
Bicycle.
Yeah, so I bought a mountain bike. This is a hardtail. I mean, it was expensive, but it wasn't like by any stretch like the most expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got this bike. Now I can go ride it. You know, I forked over a little bit of cash at the beginning. It's free to go ride trails. Like, I don't have to spend any more money, and this is going to be a great hobby. And that was a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
Like, I just bought more and more bikes, bigger bikes, better stuff, and then, yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
But, man, that seriously, that was probably one of the best ideas I ever had. Like, I have a bicycle now that I built myself, and I love it. But just, you know, you're not 100%. It's in nature. Even if it's just trails somebody built around here, you're still in nature.
Yeah.
And I love that part of it for sure.
Yeah.
I like the nature part and the just like, because it's not a team sport, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just figure it out on your own. I love that about it. But it's led to a lot of that. It's led to a lot of, I broke my collarbone, whatever.
Yeah.
But get a paid play.
Yeah.
But just, I've been to so many places that I would never have gone if I wouldn't try to ride my bike there. So I think that was probably one of the best ideas I ever had.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I enjoy just going out and walking around, looking at. I want to like hike rivers, waterfalls, like really look at them. So I get that in my sense. You know, definitely going out there and just being out there. For sure. It's really good.
You know, kayak is always a good purchase.
Yeah.
There's stuff you'll do. Everything looks different on the water. Like there's Spring Creek that goes right through where I grew up, and I lived there for 30 years, man. But I've never seen it from that creek, and everything looks different.
Perspective.
And it's really cool.
Yeah.
And just like being able to float, do stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could spend a lot or little on a kayak, but man, it's awesome, man. It led to a lot of adventures.
Yeah, I have a friend who's he's a outdoorsman. He's hella out there, like camping all the time.
Nice.
He's got his like little fire cooking setup, like super all nice, light, compact work. You know.
Right on, man.
I'm trying to get him on there to talk about more of that. I want to start. What I really want to do is, as I figure out more of this and get it more fluid, is when it's available, like go on little trips, like do like a small kayak, like with you.
Dude, I've got a few kayaks, man. You let me know. We'll fucking go, dude.
Yeah, film some stuff and kind of chit chat. And like I think it adds another cool angle to like this.
Dude, that would be cool. So kind of like an interview or like episode like on location.
Yeah, like what do you do? Let's go do it.
That would be sick, dude.
I wanted to ask you, but I didn't. Maybe we'll do it another time. I was like, man, what if we did this in the firehouse? But it adds like that's like a. There's other guys. It is your job.
Yeah.
I was gonna kind of frame it up. But I was like, let's just do this first one, knock it out, and like we'll revisit. Hopefully, you'll have your book going. We'll go do some kayaking or what have you, and then
hit me up. We'll go.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah,
we'll go
for sure. That'd be sick. I'm down. Because I'm planning on spending more of like the winters here and summers in Denver. But it's too cold up there. I don't like it anymore. Lived up there for 3 years. I'm good.
It is cold up there, dude.
Yeah, it's during the winters. I'm good. I can do other things. I can move around. Next week, I'm very happy that I'm here in Texas because there's a low of 15 and high of 6. And I was just like, yeah, I made a great choice. Great choice. I am trying to miss as much of that as possible.
Dude, last time I went and rode Colorado, it had snowed. So we were like, man. Well, I had ordered a frame from a company up there, Gorilla Gravity, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go get that and then ride. Well, that'll be like part of my birthday trip, whatever. Yeah. And the first trail we did, like the top half of it was probably knee deep in snow. It was so much fun. Like that, you don't get to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And like we talked to some of the people down there, like, oh, y'all went and rode that? Like, yeah, dude, it was fun as hell. Like, yeah, it was snowy as shit. Like the whole hike up there was like knee deep in snow. Like, man, this is gonna suck. When we got to the top, it was the other side. It was mostly dry. Yeah. So half of it was snow, and the rest was fun. It was so much fun. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. I mean, snow's nice, but it's just when you're like ready for it, and then just not daily. Like doing the daily commute.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that.
I'm
really
just like,
sucks.
I don't need to.
It's like when we would go up there, like, oh, it's pretty snowing. My mom would be like, oh yeah, snowing.
Yeah.
Like for the locals.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
For all of us Texans, like, oh, look at all the snow. It's so romantic and pretty and cool.
Every little bit of it, 100%. And after some years, you're just like, just like you said, the commute. Like going and hiking, playing in it, great. But I drive a 91 Honda.
This is an 81 Honda. How dare you?
It does good in the snow, but like I'm just
Will the freaking snowplow on the front like Mad Max style.
Yeah, just a little 4-banger Honda trying to push that plow and everything. I'm gonna have to get the little Tykes plow. It'll work.
Hell yeah.
Something I like to ask people or kind of get them into is, do you make lists, like to-do lists, achievement lists, things like that?
I mean, sometimes I have them kind of in my head, you know, but
I would suggest, not to interject, but I would suggest to, if you have an iPhone specifically, I just don't know Android, get in your notes, make your lists. Make a list of lists you need to make. Because one, you're more likely to tackle them and do everything if you see them.
That's very true. I've heard that.
I don't think you have a problem with discipline and doing things. That you definitely do be doing stuff. So
I'm lazy as hell, bro.
Hey, well, to me, you come off that, so that's good at least. In the small moments, sometimes I feel like I'm lazy when sometimes people are like, you're doing all kind of shit. And I'm like, I actually don't, and then it doesn't take up your mental bandwidth. You get to, like, when I made that change of, it's in my phone to where I don't need to think about nothing that has to do with anything that what I'm not dealing with right now. Mm-hmm. And in a good way, because I don't need to be thinking about, for me, I just have all kinds of things. I have like an old school car. I have my other car that's not super new. I'm bouncing back and forth between Denver and Texas, interviews, tattoos. Like I'd be doing stuff. So making a list keeps things in order, and I have other things too, like ideas, plans, dreams, where I've hiked, where I've been, where I want to go.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I just kind of wing them. I just come up with a goal and then just out of fucking nowhere do it.
Yeah,
like this is how it's always been. Yeah. I'll be like, hey, I think I'm gonna, buy a van and put my bike in it and go drive around the country, and then, maybe a little bit of doing, a little bit of hustling, and then that's what I'm doing.
It happens,
and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I have set some pretty I do set some goals for myself. I'm like, one of the goals that I've achieved, I'm most proud of, is I remember when I was younger, driving through Taco Bell, and I'll be like, you sit there and you do all the math in your head, like how much money you have, and then which items give you the most food for the least amount of cents. Yeah. And we're haggling like 79 cents here, $1.20 there. Like you gotta do, like every time I go to the drive-thru, I do all this math in my head, right? Try to get the least amount of money with the most amount of food. And like, does a taco have more food or does a bean burrito have more food? Like, which one is more? And I remember thinking, man, one day I'm gonna go through Taco Bell and not give a fuck. Yeah. And just order whatever the fuck I want. I'll get a combo. Fuck, I don't care. I'll get a combo and an extra fucking taco. And like, I'm happy to say I achieved that goal, man. Yeah, I can go through Taco Bell and I don't give a fuck. I'll order for me and for my friends. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's an attainable goal. There's something to be said for an attainable goal.
100%.
But at that time, man, you never know if you're ever going to, have any money. You're broke as fuck.
Taco Bell ain't a game. I got Baja Blast Ice Cubes tattooed.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, it is for real.
Hell yeah.
It's a problem.
That's a goal that I set. I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
But it was just like in my head. And I remember one day thinking, dude, I've made it.
I made it.
I've made it.
I see. That's a goal. I don't know if I would write down. Maybe to be able to buy whatever I wanted to. That's a good goal. I recant. That's a good goal. That is a great goal. It's cool that you didn't write it down and did it anyway.
Maybe if I'd written it down, I'd have achieved it sooner. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Taco Bell, man.
I tell you, most everything I've ever achieved, I've done it with a negative attitude. So that either proves that having a positive attitude is overrated. Yeah. Or, if I'd had a positive attitude, I'd be like twice as far in life.
Maybe.
One of those two. I don't know. Like everything I've ever accomplished, I did it saying, oh, fuck, whose idea was this? Like, fuck, there's no way I can do this. And I've done it. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's awesome.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't know. It's just a fact.
You're doing it, When you're doing it, that's the thing.
Everything I've achieved, I've done it that way. Like, there's no way I can do this. Why am I even trying? But then I just fucking do it anyway. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if that's normal.
For me, I think I can pretty much do anything. It's usually outside people that are like, you can't do that. Yeah. And I'm like, I can do anything.
Dude, that fuels a lot of people. Yeah. Like people saying they can't. Yeah. People get a lot of fuel from that. You know what I mean?
It'd be silly things too. Like one time I was like, I think I want to pick up the banjo. I had a homie that was like, you can't do that. That's hard. And I was like, your mentality's weird, homie. Like, I didn't know. I thought you were. We need to change that about you, man. You know, we get positive, push people to do the thing. That's how I always do what you want. Whatever you want to do it. Go do it now. Go. You know, like I said earlier, just go do your thing, man. Just live something, do something, create something, learn something, do whatever.
For sure, man. Life's too short, man. Gotta do some shit.
Yeah.
Do some shit.
Yeah.
That's my motto. Do some shit.
Yeah, but real quick before we wrap it up, let's talk about the firefighting. I think we haven't really gotten into that, like at least maybe a little bit more in depth. Tell me a little bit about that. I know you got into it. You said you've worked up to captain, which is pretty crazy. That's the highest in the house?
Yeah, in the house, yeah. So there'll be your firefighter or your rookie, then there'll be a driver and a captain, and then captain is the captain of your engine, your company, and it depends. Some departments are structured to have a lieutenant and a captain. So that goes firefighter, driver, lieutenant, captain. We don't have lieutenants.
Yeah,
we just have a captain, and that's the engine boss of your company.
Okay, and you're saying engine boss of the company is like per truck for
yeah, engine, truck. Trucks and engines are different. That's like terminology.
Yeah.
For sake of this discussion, truck, engine, same thing. Whatever.
Yeah, just so I know exactly what
the
you
apparatus.
mean. Yeah.
So engine boss is that a word for captain?
Okay.
Whatever. So so like I have a driver and a fireman, and I'm in charge of those guys.
Okay.
And then the different station will have the same setup, and they're in charge of that engine and that station. And then there's a battalion chief who's the head over all of the stations and of that shift, because we work in shifts. So I'm on the B shift, whatever. So yeah.
Okay. Do you have like a wildest fireman story, like a weird? It doesn't have to be like a.
Dude, there's always some crazy shit going on, man. Yeah. Always some crazy shit. I mean, one that was pretty funny was, it wasn't funny to this guy.
Yeah.
But I guess he was trying to court this old gal, and she wasn't having it. She freaking shot him from her porch with a 38 special right in the leg.
Dang.
We got up, and the dude was wearing like super shiny Sunday shoes with no socks, like some cut off blue jean shorts, and he had like I think he had like a headband made from a shirt. This dude, it was. Dude,
oh, he was on drugs.
For sure.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, for sure. He was like, man, I if I knew she was gonna shot me, I wouldn't have come over here. I was like, well, obviously, I hope not, dude.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, it's crazy. There's some crazy shit, man. Like a lot of people don't understand that you're not always putting out fires. That's really the smallest part. It's our favorite part, and that's what we train for.
Yeah,
and we love that. But we're also EMTs, so we got to do a bunch of medical calls all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, helping people, that's cool. But there's a lot. The fires are not always frequent. Our department makes a lot of fires. As far as departments go, we do make a lot. But you're not always fighting fire. Sometimes you're picking up fat people and stuff like that.
But yeah, further into that, we got I knew that fire departments don't always it's not just fires, because damn, there's not that many fires going on.
Once everything burns down, then we got that's stuff to do.
Yeah, it'd be
they're always building new
contractors
stuff.
now.
Well, that's the thing is that the more stuff they build, the better it is, and the typically
it's less
with fire science and regulations and stuff. Like most newer buildings are less likely to burn. They will.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, then like
I've seen building houses. They are matchboxes.
Oh, for sure.
Like they look like they will burn.
And then you've got like the lady with 7 space heaters for her cats that just left for 2 days. Damn. So I mean, you're gonna have that.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think the wildest fire that we ever made was an appliance warehouse. And that was one of my first fires, and it was probably the biggest fire I've ever made. It was wild, dude. Like there was washers and dryers everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere.
And there was like flames through the roof, and showed up, and I had the load on my shoulder, the hose, and I was the first one. I pulled the line, and some dude cut the gate, opened up, and he looked at me like that. I was like, holy hell! And I looked, and it was just washers, dryers, and dishwashers as far as I could see, and a little path that went straight to the big bay door, and just flames shooting through the roof.
Yeah, it sounds. It doesn't sound too safe for you guys running through like the path of dishwashers and stuff.
It was wild, dude. When I got up there, like it sounded like a crawfish boil. I was like, oh. There's a few times here and there when I've stopped and like this might be bad. Usually you just kind of fall back on your training and instinct and do what you got to do and think about it later.
Yeah.
But every now and then I'll stop and be like, this could be bad.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments because it sounded like a crawfish boil in there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like,
Yeah.
ew.
We, me and my friends, we used to have an annual New Year's party, and we would have a big fire, and we would go around after everyone throws their Christmas trees out, collect all their Christmas trees. We had friends that would grab pallets from their work or from wherever, and we would have this out of city limits property. One big pile. We'd throw hundreds of dollars of fireworks, artillery shells, bottle rockets, all kinds
like a
of
good
just
time.
in there. Yeah, we used to document it. Some of them are on YouTube.
Nice.
Just the hugest fires, like 80-foot fire demons. Like I'm saying probably 60 realistically.
That's wild.
Fire's crazy. It melted a trash can that was like way away. It started catching a tree on fire that was not near the fire. Like just hot. Like. You can see the ring of like how hot it is around. You know about fire. Yeah, I ain't gotta tell you nothing about fire you don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah, but we're nearing the end here. We're gonna tattoo you. What is the tattoo we're doing on you?
Getting speaking of anime nerd shit.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Full Metal Alchemist with my kid when she was younger, and the Colonel Mustang has like a transmutation circle like on a glove, and that's how he's like. It's like a glove made of flint, and he can like make a spark, and his like specialty is fire. He's like the fire alchemist, whatever. And then there's one scene where like he loses his glove because apparently, so you have to have a transmutation circle to be able to do alchemy, right? And so everybody has to draw one, or he has one on his glove or whatever. But like the main character in the show doesn't need one because he did some crazy shit when he was young, and then he saw like behind the veil, and so he like doesn't even need a transmutation. Like, oh, he can transmute without a transmutation circle, whatever. So anyway, he Colonel Mustang loses his glove, and he needs to fight, and so he just like takes a piece of glass or something, or shard of something, and like carves this transmutation circle into his hand, and then he uses it to freaking burn one of the bad guys, and it's a pretty gnarly scene.
Yeah, you sent me that scene. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I was like, this was like on my list of things to watch, and it moved up. Like I was like, this is gnarly.
He tortures the shit out of this chick.
Yeah,
It was a pretty brutal scene.
Yeah.
And also it was cool like to have that, tattooed on my hand. So it's pretty cool.
For sure.
Like Full Metal Alchemist, it's awesome show. They made 2 versions of it. One of them followed the books, the manga, until they ran out of books, and then they made up their own ending. And it's completely wild. I almost like that ending better because it's off the freaking wall.
Yeah.
And then they went back and did another one called Brotherhood, and they just after the books were finished, and it follows the book, and it's kind of more of a typical everybody cries like the end of Lord of the Rings type ending, you know what I mean? But there's 2 versions of it, and it's not like the most anime. People that like if people that watch like just Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna get called a weeb because you're not like there's no real anime, but like just because you dig those 2 doesn't mean you're necessarily a weeb. Like there's a lot of good anime, I watch a lot of it, but like Full Metal Alchemist is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely heard of it over the years.
Or like even like Avatar. Like a lot of people don't consider that necessarily an anime. It was drawn in Korea or whatever. People are like, oh, you're an anime nerd? No, you just like watch The Last Airbender and Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah, you fucking weeb, man.
Yeah.
But no, freaking Avatar is sick as shit.
It is, yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
Hey, everybody do what you want. I've just recently started like Naruto and
Fucking weeb.
Yeah, I'm into Shippuden. And,
goddamn weeb over here.
Hey man, I've been doing things.
I was kidding, dude. I went and watched a freaking whole ass jazz ensemble do the soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop.
What?
Dude, it was so sick.
Did you like the live action, the Netflix?
I had made up my mind in every way to hate it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna like this shit. I hate the idea of live action adaptations.
Yeah.
I don't even like the idea of them. I was like, there's no way this is gonna be any good. I already hate this. I'm gonna watch it, but I already fucking hate it. Dude, but I fucking loved it, dude.
It's pretty good.
It was so good. And
Good.
I watched every intro. I never skipped one intro because I love that music so much. Yako Kanno is the composer for that shit. Yeah, and they were doing the soundtrack with a whole big band ensemble at I forgot where it was, somewhere in the city. And it was so awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's pretty cool. Like, I loosely knew about it back in the day, watched a little bit of it, continued on doing my thing, and then the live action came, and I was like, oh, wild, weird. That's probably, I wonder if they're going to do good. And I watched it, and I was like, dang, it's good. And
Dude,
then,
for sure. I loved it.
And then next thing you know, they canceled it.
But see, people are kind of upset, but no, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because Cowboy Bebop only had 1 season.
Oh.
And they did the same thing, and like they didn't finish it. No, they never did. And everybody's like, man, I really wish they'd have more seasons of Cowboy Bebop. But like, I'm kind of like, man, that's kind of what they do. Like that way, it doesn't start to suck.
Yeah, you
know
don't
what I
mess
mean?
up the lore. You did it,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And the people say the same thing when the show, like, they're not gonna do another season. Oh, and I'm just like, fucking perfect.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
I guess then that's good. Then I wasn't as familiar with that part. So yeah, that's cool. I agree with it. Then you know.
I mean, I'd like to watch more because it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's cool that you're preserving the integrity of the one season.
I can relate to that with Star Wars, kind of like Star Wars.
So, yeah, for sure.
As
like
much
how much fucking can you beat that into the ground?
Yeah, the newer movies, when people are like, you don't think like this or that's not good, I'm like, I'm glad to see new Star Wars, but it's just not.
Dude, if you don't get half a boner hearing a fucking X-wing fuck shit up, you're not American.
Now Mandalorian was good.
Yeah,
except for season 2, episode 2, I think. Garbage. That whole episode, remove it. That was a waste of my time. And a waste of my week of waiting. We could have summed that up in about 4 minutes.
Dude, I did like the Mandalorian.
Yeah. And
do you know what else was good? Was freaking Rogue One.
Rogue One. That one was a good. I really enjoyed the last like 4 minutes. That was really, really good.
Dude, I thought it was like the most un-Disney ending out of everything.
Yeah.
Of all the movies. So I thought it was really cool.
Small plot hole.
Donnie Yen, bro. I'm on with the Force one with me. I'm on with the Force. Dude, that was sick.
So the end when Vader, the ship breaks off or they launch out and he's like right there.
When he's freaking ruining all those freaking rebels' lives.
He's Vader. He could have grabbed the ship with the Force.
I don't know, man. That's a lot. I don't know.
It's Vader, man. Like I don't remember if he did it, but I know at least later his apprentice ripped a Star Destroyer from space to the planet. So like,
well then Kylo and freaking Ren were stopped that ship from leaving. Whatever.
Yeah, I'd feel like he could have. That like I was watching, I was like, oh, this is sick. We need more of this. And then I was expecting him just to like or just like jump at it.
I mean, maybe it takes too much focus. Maybe he's so focused on wrecking those rebels.
Yeah.
Which was a sick scene, dude.
Yeah.
Because when you're little, when I was little watching this, like Vader was so scary, and like the anticipation of how scary he was made him more scary.
Yeah.
You never really saw him like do all that shit that you knew he could do. Mm-hmm. And that was like the one scene that he was just like murdering people. Like he's freaking throwing them against the ceiling and shit. I was like, dude, finally Vader's raging.
Right. We need a whole movie on why Vader is the most feared in the whole galaxy. Not a planet, everywhere. Why is he the most? You mention his name and people are like, oh my lord. That's what we need.
Yeah, I'd be into that for sure.
We need more of the dark side, if you will. There's even the whole storylines of what people don't know. Darth Malak and all them, Raven, all them.
That's the other thing that kind of sucked was the whole the Sin universe just got obliterated when Disney bought it. It's
yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully they'll do some good stuff. I'm sure they will.
I did like The Mandalorian though.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, I got to watch it before anybody knew about Grogu. So like I was seeing it as it happened, and I was like, "What the?" Like as soon as the little thing opened.
Oh, you knew who it was immediately?
No, yeah, I didn't know. Like I didn't know it was coming.
Oh.
Because like this was before all the Baby Yoda memes and everything.
Okay.
So I got to watch it like fresh.
And
like right as soon as the little thing started open, and they said he's 50 years old, and it opened, and I saw the little thing. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Sure enough,
like you knew who it was at the time.
Yeah, I was
like,
cool,
"Oh
shit!"
Sick. Yeah,
the big old shit moment. I was so stoked. That was so badass.
Hell yeah! I can't wait. Hopefully they get in more to like him being grown up, because I've seen some like art of Grogu grown up, and he looks pretty badass.
Nice.
Like he is getting it.
Hell yeah.
But we'll see what those movies make. I think they're supposed to come out with like 6 or something in the next like so many years. So. It's supposed to be good.
Can't
Hopefully,
be that
I
good.
just like.
dude. So they're making movies out of Avatar though. Like I think Kyoshi gets a movie.
Oh.
I know Kyoshi Avatar. Kyoshi gets one. I think Zuko is getting his own. Like it was like 4 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Individual movies of just the characters, but Avatar Kyoshi's gonna be sick.
Huh.
For sure.
That's cool. I didn't. Like I said, I don't look at really anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really know when things are happening.
But supposedly that's what's happening. So that's
well, I'm definitely pumped to watch it. Sometimes I don't really like to know what's coming out in 2 years. Because I'm like, I want to watch it.
No,
but
I hear you.
I got so many. I got 700 days. Sick. But yeah, man. Let's. What do you think? You want to get into this tattoo?
Let's do it, man.
I appreciate you, man. Let's go do it.
Appreciate you, homie.
Hell yeah.